need time for me, and I need time to see that all that I believe don't always make sense to me, but I'm gon' find a reason. Yeah, I'm gon' finally find something to believe in, and that shit gon' be me.
Tell me what you mean, is it me? Cause I don't understand. Ain't quite what it seems when you speak like a hologram.
Question. When did people of color start to represent minorities? Like, when did they interchange those names? Like, when did they become synonymous? I thought people of color were black people for like a long ass time, and then like all of a sudden, people of color can mean an Asian, a Latino, a Hispanic, an Indian. Like, when the fuck did this happen? Because I missed the memo. I missed when this concurred, like when this was official. Because last time I checked, okay, we gonna go a little further. They have a census where we're categorized as Hispanic, Latino, Asian, Indian, black, white, or other, but then generalize us as people of color. Well, if we're people of color, wouldn't that make them people without color? How come they're not represented as people without color? There's a generalization, there's a representation of people of color, but there's no representation of people without color. I mean, we can assume, but there's no narrative for it. So why even have a narrative for one side if you don't acknowledge the other in the same premise? So with acknowledging the differentiation of what's considered to be American, wouldn't treatment differentiate as well? I say all that to say this. Due to a rise of violence and racial injustice the Asian community has encountered during this COVID pandemic, the Senate just passed an anti-Asian hate crime bill with a voting approval rating of 94-1 this past Thursday. And what was the rise of injustice and violence, might you ask? Well, in 2019, there were 3 hate crimes towards Asians and shit. And in 2020, there were 28 hate crimes towards Asians. That was the rise. 25 motherfucking instances. Slavery, Jim Crow, all these police killings that are disproportionately represented by the black community instead of everybody else. Not that we're the only ones getting killed by police, but we're the only ones getting seen on mass display getting killed by police. Okay, besides all of that, okay, Asians generally get represented as people of color, but the Asians get a hate crime bill, but people of color don't get a hate crime bill. What?
No, but this is a very important book. The Rising Tide of Color Against White World Supremacy first came out in 1922. He doesn't have any problem. He's almost like a Donald Trump in a way, but this is much more sophisticated than Trump. But talking clearly about the, white domination has taken place. We have accomplished that. But we have to be aware that there are all these colored people. And we have to be aware if China should wake up. Well, China has wakened up. Now, he completely dismisses the Negro. You don't have to worry about the Negro is so far behind that you don't even need to worry or think about that. Do you see? But you do, we need to. We white people cannot, act like we don't have to have concerns. See, they're not spending all their time singing and dancing. No, they spend their time. They have a few people that sing and dance. But they got a whole lot of people who are 24/7 serious. See, serious, working in 3 shifts of serious people in all areas of people activity. How do we maintain our position? Now, he interestingly talks about that white is the highest advancement of people. But he says, but they're, we're vulnerable in that if we mix with any of the people, we can kind of get lost. And we can't have that happen. Do you see? But I say read Stoddard's book,